because at that point you aren't really doing stuff for yourself. You're doing it all for some other people, some arbitrary idea of another person, or even some actual person. And I think that's how, like, a lot of people grow up, because I think a lot of people grow up kind of like that, because it's sort of your first impression, I guess, for if something is wrong, like something in particular is bad, is probably going to be like seeing your mom react to something in a certain way. Like, I don't know, you threw a toy across the room, and then you got punished for that. You put it, like, in the corner or something. Ah, yes, here we go. Yeah, so you learn, don't throw that toy across the room. Don't hit someone. Don't do whatever. Because, like, mom put you in your place. And said, no, don't do this. And here's the consequence. I don't have a shovel. Well, in a moment I'll be able to make some tools. Yeah, but what I'm getting at, though, is that what... Hey, sorry about that. No. Hi. Wow, that's a great... I see what's going on here. I think. It's somehow shooting, like, right above itself. Yeah, my hard drive filled up, so I had to clean that up some. What was I saying? Okay, yes, I remember why I was getting it now. Yeah, all I was saying about the thing with, like, your mom and all that is, basically you would end up learning what is good and bad from how your mom reacts to things, such as, like, being put in the corner because you threw a toy across the room. So because of that, you often will not only have, like, children that are disobedient, but then an obedient child, which is what usually, like, people want. You're basically having that child raised to, like, meet the expectation of you, but then kind of by extension the world, right? Because it's also the world that expects you to be a certain way, and there isn't, like, an issue with that, because obviously, like, when you live in the world, you're expected to do certain things. You're expected not to kill people, not to rob people, not to do all that kind of stuff. So, having, like, your kid then not do that, and then by extension not grow up to become that, is probably the most desirable thing, I would think, of a parent at that point. So anyway, all that is to say that that is in my opinion, like, an inherent aspect of it's like an inherent aspect of all that. So I think this gets to my other idea that I was thinking of with this, where obviously this is the extreme end of this rationale. So instead, consider this. Is there, like, some other kind of obligation instead that would come with people having their expectation of you? That's, I think, what this is really about, because it's not about, really, it's not at all about how you're raised to not be a nuisance to society. It's really about this, like, obligation and this idea. I don't really need a shovel. What am I doing? It's this, like, obligation to, like, act a certain way around people. Well, my question is that it's not about, say, the type of stuff that would be considered when you're wanting to keep your job. It's about, again, just who are you. So, because of that, do you have to have a part of you that is supposed to reflect how people then, like, what their impression of you is? Are you responsible for that, I guess? Responsible? Yeah, I guess that would be the right term for that. The reality is there is. So, is that actually you? On this, the actual extreme for adhering to other people's views of you is a total rejection of what you actually would want from yourself, because all that you're doing is just acting and being what people expect from you and how they assume you are. And what if you don't want that? If that's what life is about, is just matching the expectation of others, well, then that's not really, in my opinion, a rewarding life, because you're never, at no point are you ever really, I suppose, thinking about yourself. Because there isn't a self, like, there isn't yourself at that point. So where's that balance? And what would make that balance? Well, thinking about it some more, how you would determine this balance is by, like, evaluating the opinions of others and if they matter, I feel. But the problem is that almost, like, puts it on the basis of it sets the basis of how you would balance this directly in favor of the side of it being up to you, and that then comes with all the immediate issues that I've already said. So if already because this kind of relies on your concept of yourself, your view of yourself, to already somewhat align with other people. I just realized that I went a little bit too far here. If it doesn't already do that, then you're shit out of luck. So the other obvious issue with this whole thing, though, is there isn't going to be one single opinion on you. Because the opinion that, like, your mom has on you, compared to the opinion that your best friend has of you, compared to the opinion that an ex has of you, these are all going to be very different opinions. Like, your mom thinks that, like, you were a very troublesome kid, and so that is going to influence a lot of how they view you. Or they see you as lazy or whatever. And your friend could then see you a certain way as well. Like, I don't know, it could be, like, they could just see you as a certain way because say you were there for them during a tough time. Get what I mean? So they will probably see you as like a particularly kind person because you were with them in one of their like darkest times, in their darkest hour. So again, how do you weigh the opinions of others with this? Well, you have to create your own system for that. And how is this not going to then be completely flawed because it ends up falling to your bias? And then, of course, the other thing to think about is, since there isn't just one opinion on you, there are multiple, well, does that now make you responsible for having to maintain every single one of those opinions? Right, because, oh, look who's here. Hey, we missed you, green dick. Hey, come over here. Yeah, come over here. Good. Oh, you want to do that again? Oh, well, you're blocked. You can't get up here. What I was saying, though, is that are you responsible for maintaining all of these different assumptions on who you are? And that's up to you. In my opinion, though, I think that is, frankly, a waste of time because, yeah, that just seems, that seems like something that would be really pointless. If someone actually did that, where they were a totally different person at work as they were around their friends and family, and then a totally different person with like some other thing, and a totally different person around some other thing, I feel like that would get exhausting. I feel like that would be just such a fucking waste of time. Like, you're telling me you really are these, like, 10 different people? What? If it's the opinions that actually matter in determining who you are, then that seems like you're just going to always be chasing that. And then if it's not the opinions that matter, then you risk ignoring it and being ignorant and, frankly, self-righteous in the process. And thus, by putting in the floor of a church, I have hit the nail on the head when it has come to the question of all philosophers for the past 8,000 years. And frankly, I feel not even a little bit smarter.